Hey guys, Coach Santiago here, and I really appreciate you joining me today for today's tip on something that I speak a lot about with clients that either come across my desk as parents or families looking for that advantage for their families, or just generally I've spoken to with families over the course of my 15-year coaching career. And that's marketing your son or daughter in a way that actually gains a response from scouts, travel coaches, anybody who's looking to potentially advance your son or daughter's career. I think a major mistake that a lot of people make is they market in the same way that everybody else is marketing. And my definition of good marketing is marketing that gains a response. And we want that response to be in one of three categories: yes, no, maybe. That's really the focus of our marketing. So I want to give you guys some tips today as to how we can market our family member, whoever that aspiring athlete is that is looking to get an opportunity, wants to gain some information, wants to see if they're a fit for a particular organization, and isn't really gaining a whole lot of traction with the particular marketing that you're doing right now. So the first thing I want to say is we have to gain some emotional reaction from people when they see our emails and when they see our texts. Okay, and we want to obviously try to make it so that it's not negative emotion. But people generally tend to react to emotional titles in our emails. Emotional titles. I mean, just think about the last time you looked at your social media feed. Do you click on an informational feed or an informational title? Generally not. What's the one you always click on? Hey, look at this dog jumping over 10 cars, right? Drives some emotion, drives a little bit of wonder. It psychologically draws you in. And this is the same way you want to be able to market to college coaches or pro scouts or travel coaches, right? They are inundated with informational emails. Hello, my name is Johnny Simpson, and here's a 14-page email with all my stats and all my stuff and yada, 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 yada. Nobody has time to read that. Nobody's going to read that. And generally speaking, it's probably not going to be something that's responded to because, you know, when I was a college coach, if I got an email like that, my biggest fear is that I was going to get another one. Okay? I don't want to get another 14-page email from anybody. Nobody has time for that, okay? So we want to market quickly and emotionally to draw some interest and let the coach know, hey, I'm not looking to tie up a whole lot of your time. I'm going to get right to the point. Simple 2 to 3 sentences, asking some direct questions, yes or no, black and white questions. And maybe you put something creative in the title like, please help me, or quick question, or something that's going to make that coach, when he looks at his email, whether it's on his phone or on his computer, say, who needs my help? It's going to draw a little bit of emotion and say, okay, let me open this. And then the next thing that's going to happen is the screen's going to change, and he's going to see it's only 2 or 3 sentences. So he's going to feel like, hey, I can respond in 2 or 3 sentences, or maybe 1 word or 2 words. Again, all we're looking for is yes, no, maybe. So it's very important how we market to make sure that we're drawing some emotion, okay, and that we gain the reaction, that we let the coach know, even though we may have never met this person, never talked to this person, that their time is valuable and we don't want to tie up too much of it. We're just looking for some answers to some direct questions. If you're in a situation where you need to do a deep dive on some questions and answers, you probably want to schedule a face-to-face meeting. But a lot of the time wasted that I see parents doing are chasing opportunities that are just not a fit for you, whether they're the school or the team or the scout isn't interested, or it's not a fit for you for other reasons. So I like this type of marketing because it allows us the opportunity to market quickly and market effectively. The second thing that I see a lot of parents doing, a lot of families doing in general, are they're starting to join these bigger organizations. And I'm not going to name any names, and I'm not here to knock any organization. What I am here to say is let's use some logic, okay? If you're a part of a major marketing organization that is going to take your information and market it out, and then also allowing you to utilize their tools to market yourself, usually those emails are coming in with that corporation's signature on it, or at least it looks like it's coming from that organization. It doesn't look like a personal email. And if I'm a college coach, I may say, hey, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. I get 4,000 of these emails a day. I'm going to forward over to my camp director and say, hey, thank you for your interest. Come to my camp, okay? And so be careful about who you're joining and what programs you're joining. I still feel that today the best marketing that you can do is for yourself, by yourself. You want to have some assistance with your coaches, your high school coaches, et cetera, et cetera. The more hands on deck you can get, the better. But I still believe that most people in coaching want to talk directly to the player or the player's family, and they don't want to feel like they're being marketed to by this big Goliath of an organization. No different than when you get an email from the same person 4 or 5 times a week. You generally don't open those emails. So be careful about what organizations you're allowing to market your son or daughter, or what those emails that may come from their centralized place that they store all your information actually look like on the other end. Okay. The last thing is talk to people in the know. There are always coaches who are buying what you're selling, right? There are always college coaches you can go talk to. There's always scouts you can go talk to. There's always past travel coaches who maybe had a very successful organization, and maybe they're not coaching anymore, and they would love nothing more than to help answer some of your questions. Obviously, you guys can always contact me. I would love to help you in any way I possibly can. But more importantly, educate yourself on what the other side of the phone, what the other side of the computer is looking for, what makes their job easy, what draws their interest. Speak to people who've already done it. Speak to people who've already been there. And I want to make sure I'm very clear. I'm not talking about other parents, because every player has a different journey. I think it's good to talk to other parents just to gain a sense of reference and have an understanding of what their journey was like. But just remember, their journey what may not be your journey, because the DNA in the two athletes is completely different. I see that mistake happen a lot, where somebody follows somebody else, and it's like, well, that kid's a foot taller than your kid. He just brings a different level of attention. So either way, get yourself educated, talk to some people. There are a lot of people out there in the marketplace that we walk past every day when we go to a tournament, when you go to a camp, when you go to an event, that have quality information they can share with you about how to market your son or daughter effectively. As always, Coach Santiago, I love speaking with you guys. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. And remember, coaching is an action, not a position.